Wait. Believers, I know you are searching for the correct way of doing training transfer or how to train players faster, right? But in this video, I'm going to offer you a 2x faster way to train players. And remember one thing, instead of watching tons of videos and wasting hours, just watch this 10-minute video. Trust me, I will help you to master everything about training because all these topics are covered in this video. 1. Training basics and cheapest way of training any players. 2. Secret, cheapest, and fastest way of training players in FC Mobile. 3. How to do training transfer in FC Mobile. So this is going to be the best video ever for training and training transfer. And please make sure you have reached 150k subscribers, as once we reach the 150k subscribers milestone, there will be a huge giveaway announcement. Now let's move to point number 1. Training basics and cheapest way of training any players. Training players is not the big deal. Just select random players, click on train players, you are done. But training them on cheapest way is the thing that you must learn, because if you are using 85 rating players to train, then it's going to cost you 147 million coins to reach level 30. Meanwhile, you can do it in just 25 million coins, but if you are using my method, then it will be much more cheaper. So don't skip any part. First, do you know what training is and why it is very essential? Training and rank up. Both of these things are connected in FC Mobile. There are a total of 6 rank up levels in FC Mobile, while the training is totally dependent on rank up. But how? Let's go very thoroughly. As we know that training is dependent on the rank up, let's know some basics of rank up. There are a total of 6 levels in rank up, and you can see here each and every level has different colors. First level is 0, and this is also called base level. You can say it is base rank up, as each and every player has a base rank up level in the beginning. And similarly, level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 have different colors. Now, the most important thing you have to understand is the relation between training and rank up. You can think like training and rank up is a life partner. Without rank up, training doesn't exist. For example, when you have level 0 or base rank up player, you can train your player up to level 5 only. But do you know? We can actually train players up to level 30. And if you try to train players then, you can see this type of interface saying rank up to green rank or level 1 to train players more. So that's the reason they are like partners, as training doesn't exist if you don't rank up players. So when you rank up player to green rank or level 1, then you can train the player to level 10. Similarly, each and every level will give you the ability to train players to certain levels, which you can find out in this image. You can take a screenshot as it will be useful. Now let's understand why training is so important and why the rank up is useless if you don't train players. If you have base UTOTS Messi and orange rank up UTOTS Messi, right? So both of these players' performances will be the same in the match. Rank up gives 2 advantages. First is it helps to increase your team rating, and second is it gives ability to train players up to higher level. Otherwise, rank up have no relation if it comes to match performance. But the training totally affects the match performance. For example, I have base Messi, so I can train him up to level 5, right? So when I train him, you can find out his different abilities are increased, which directly affect his match performance. Similarly, if I rank up to orange version, I can train him up to level 30, and let's train him to level 30 by ranking him to orange. Now, just look at this. His abilities are just insane. That's the reason training is very important. And even rank up are also important, as without ranking players, you can't achieve max training. Now, let's talk about tools that are very essential. Before buying, ranking up players, and training them, it's always better if you look upon how much ability they can achieve when you train them to max. So there is one website called renders.app, and there you can rank up players without mascherano. You don't need any fodders to train players. You can directly achieve anything you want. So if you take a look here before buying players and performing rank up or training, then that's going to give you a rough idea on what you're doing right or wrong. Now, another basic thing you should know is what things are needed to train players. So, to train players, you need fodders. Fodder means extra players, which can be used for exchange, training, and so on. Just think they will be used to consume to get some other rewards. So, we have different rating players in FC Mobile, right? And different players provide different amounts of training, XP. For example, this 47 to 59 rating player can provide 100 XP. Similarly, 60 to 69 OVR players can provide 120 XP. Like this, you can find a list of how much training XP can be provided by the different OVR players. Also, you can find out how much XP is required to go each and every level from this image. For example, to reach training level 1 from 0, we need 100 XP, and using 1x, any 47 to 59 rating player will give 100 XP, right? So, that can reach level 1. Here is the proper list. This list is too long, so I have prepared a list according to rank up levels. To reach training level 5 from 0, we need this much XP, and like this, you can find here how much XP is required to reach each and every training level. Also, altogether, we need 160k XP to reach 0 to 30 level. So now, different OVR players give different XP, right? So training with which OVR player will give you the cheapest way to train a player. For that, I have made the proper list. Like you can find out in this list, if you use 85 to 89 rating players to train, then it's going to cost you around 147 million coins. Meanwhile, using 70 to 74 rating players, you will just need 30 million coins. And you can see here a much cheaper way of doing it with this much OVR players. Also, another thing you should remember is, this calculation is totally based on the minimum market price that you can get in these OVR. For example, between 47 to 59 rating players, you can find players who cost a minimum 16k coins. And another thing you need to consider is, for example, 70 to 74 minimum price is 30k coins, right? But some 70 rating players can cost 40k, where 73 can even cost 30k. I mean, don't make a mindset like higher OVR costs higher price. It's not like that. And most beginners do mistakes on filtering players, and they don't get minimum value players. For example, if I search 73 rating players in the market directly, then it's impossible to get a minimum value player because EA shows the best top 100 player per search. And even if you filter according to minimum value, then it will filter those 100 players and sort it according to mine value to max value. That's the reason for the filter position, and now search. After that, filter it with min value to max value. Now, just look at this. The min value players are filtered, and even you are getting them at cheaper price. You might think that is the cheapest way of training a player. I mean, buying this 47 to 69, 59 to 69, and so on to train players, but it's not like that, my bros. There is still another little secret. For that, let's move to point 2. Secret, cheapest, and fastest way of training players in FC Mobile. So, I performed another test, which is ranking up players in training. When I rank up silver players to level 1, which is green, they were literally giving 600 XP, while in their base rank up, they used to give only 200 XP. Now think if you use 2 players separately, 1 by 1 to train, then it will give only 400 XP, right? But if you rank up duplicates to green rank and try training, then just look at this, it's giving 600 XP. In both tests we used 2 players, but in the second test we got 200 more XP, right? So like this, if we calculate the total cost for training players with the green rank, then you can find it's going to be much cheaper than ever. It doesn't work for level 2, 3, 4, and 5 rank up. It only works for level 1 green version. I tried to rank up the 78 rating player to blue version, and the XP that I was getting was only 800. So this is going to cost you much cheaper. Now, in conclusion, the cheapest and fastest way to train players is when you rank up to the green version. For that, go to the market and you can buy the duplicate's cheapest card, and ever you all learned how to filter cheapest players. Now you will still have the extra bronze, silver, and gold players in your inventory, which were obtained from different missions, and you can definitely use them for training, but I think you should sell the players who are above minimum price. For example, 80 rating costs 90k, so if the price is like 100k plus, then you can get little profit, right? So, sell and try to buy a minimum. And never use 84 plus players, as you can find here, it costs a lot of coins. Here are points ready for you, so take a screenshot as you don't have to watch the whole video next time. Now you learned the training system, but not yet training transfer, right? So let's move to point number 3, and learn how to do training transfer in FC Mobile. So just today, the training transfer got released, and the training transfer is going to cause the market badly. We will discuss more about training transfer impact on the market later on, but first let's learn what is the right way of doing training transfer in FC Mobile. Before the learning process, why actually training transfer is so important, and what is it? Training transfer is nothing but just transferring players for trainings from one to another player. As an example, you can imagine I have Toady card of Messi version, then, if I replace any players in my team later on, then, the training that we were having in the Messi will not be possible to transfer to the new player, and when we sell Messi, the training of Messi will be erased, and you all know how much difficult is it to train players again and again to level 20 to 30, right? It literally needs this much amount of players, as you can see here. So previously that was the main disadvantage, and literally for this training transfer the whole community was demanding. Now finally it is back. So now when I want to replace Messi with any player, first I can transfer the training of Messi, and then Messi's training will be transferred. As once the training is transferred, there will be no training. We can easily sell Messi without losing training, or we can use him in exchanges. So this is the main advantage of training transfer. Now, let's learn the best way to do training transfer. First, go to the club, my team section, and you can choose a player as you want to transfer training. For example, I want to transfer the training of Petit to another player, so I am clicking Petit. Now here you will get an option called Transfer Training. So click on it, and here are all the necessary things for training transfer. Now on the right side, you will find out all the players to transfer training. I want to transfer training of the Petite to Forlan, so let me select Forlan. Now before doing a transfer, you need to know 3 things. First, what is required for training transfer? So we need training transfer points to do training transfer. As you all know, we have 1 to 30 training levels. The higher the level of the training is, the more transfer tokens will be required to transfer training. Also, you need to be very careful before transfer training, as just today, this token was launched and no one knows if EA will give us training transfer tokens easily, or it will be hard to collect. So don't waste it on random players. You might shortage on training transfer tokens. But in the recent scenario, you can easily buy training transfer points using coins, and there is literally no limit on the tokens. 10 tokens need 30k coins. And now do you know why I said not to train players who are above minimum cost? You can sell them and those coins will help to buy training transfer points. Totally, you will need 1,500 tokens to transfer training. And it will cost you just 4.8 million coins to buy 1,500 tokens. And do you remember that it will cost you around 20 million coins to train players to 30 levels? So training transfer is definitely a win update. Anyway, for now you can only buy these tokens, but in future, we might get them from stores, star passes, and from different ways. Also, in the future they might put a limit on the tokens, so there is no limit. Now if you want, you can waste 20 to 40 million coins to buy these points for the backup. I will suggest if you have a very high amount of coins. Second is tax. As I am going to transfer 5-level training to this card, in the 5-level training there will be a total of 1k training XP, right? So all the 1k training XP will not be transferred to him because there will be a 10% tax deduction on the XP you want to transfer. I want to transfer 1k XP, so my 1k XP will be deducted with 10% tax, which is 900 XP total. And only a total of 900 XP will be transferred. Don't take tax very lightly because in the case of level 30 training, there will be a total of 160k TXP. So if we reduce 10% tax on 160k XP, then that's going to be a loss of 16k XP. Still, if you are taking it lightly, then remember one thing. With 16k XP, you can literally train your player to the level 16. And do you know how many players we have to use to reach level 16 rank? We need a lot more players. So that's the reason, don't transfer training to random players. First, it will create a training transfer token shortage. Second is you will lose a lot of fodder. So I just mean select the player which you are not going to change for a long period of time, and only transfer training to such a player who will be in your team for a long period of time. Now the last and third thing that you need to understand is rank up complications. A lot of people get confused, like what happens if we transfer higher rank up level training to just base rank up level players who can be trained to level 5 only. Here are examples of Gullet and Lacazette. To reach first level 5 on Lacazette, we need only 1k XP, right? So only 1k XP will be transferred to Lacazette and others will remain on Gullet. Let's do it, and you can see Gullet 1k XP with 10% taxes erased, and 19 level is still there, where Lacazette is having max 5 XP as he is base card. Finally, everything is about concept, and to do training transfer, just click on this transfer button and here we go, bro. We have transferred training successfully. So I hope you all have learned and mastered it because I have covered everything in a very detailed way. Anyway, that's it for now, and make sure you hit that subscribe and like button before leaving. I will meet you with the next one. Till then, your lovely host, Mr. Believer, signing out.